Today on the channel, I'm going to show you how to play 3 really cool Bon Jovi licks that the ladies really like. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you 3 really cool Bon Jovi licks. And these licks are tested, man. The ladies love these licks, and if you play them at a gig, play them with your band, it'll go over great. And plus these are fun licks to learn how to play as a guitar player. And I know what you're thinking, Bon Jovi, man. Probably thinking, I don't want to learn Bon Jovi licks, but trust me, these are cool, and you can probably apply some of this theory and some of these guitar skills to your own playing and skill set if you haven't already. So let's take a look at it. We're going to start with Living on a Prayer, which is in the key of E. It's an E minor. First and foremost, I'm playing this custom-built Warmoth guitar I made about 5 years ago, and it's got some killer bare knuckle pickups in it. This is a bare knuckle Holy Diver, and this is a bare knuckle VH2 neck pickup. It absolutely slays. I don't have these things set up to tap coils, so it's just regular humbucker mode, but I could if I wanted to, if I got the right pots for it. This guitar absolutely slays. It's good to get around to playing some guitars you haven't played in a while. Just come to the conclusion that I've got too many guitars. And you may ask, how many is many? Well, in the famous words of Robert Plant, many is the only word that many is the word that only leaves you guessing, right? So let's start with Living on a Prayer. The song starts off with the keys, playing a C, to a D, to an E minor, right? And you can swell in on this. Live, Richie Sambora swelled in on this a little bit. Phil X, I think, does it, maybe the other guitar player, but you can be like, volume knob, twist it up. And the bass comes in with the same lick you're going to do on the guitar. The bass lick, it sounds like. And now Richie does that with a talk box, or Phil X now. So we're going to play it without the talk box, obviously. Talk boxes are pretty nasty pieces of equipment. I played in a Bon Jovi tribute band out of Atlanta called Slippery When Wet for years. I was a founding member of that band many years ago, almost 20 years ago. I started doing that, and that talk box was pretty gross, man. We had to sanitize that thing after every show. So without the talk box, we're going to do this lick, and it sounds like this. Now there's a lot going on there. It sounds pretty simple, right? But there's a lot going on. So first of all, the fundamentals of this lick is it's low E and then an octave. So we're going low E, and we're going to go octave on the A string, on the E, on the 7th fret. And then we're going to fret the low E on the 7th fret, and then the A string on the 5th fret. So, and then chug twice on the low E, and then go 7th on the E string, and then 5th on the A. So together it sounds like. It's like a tongue twister for your fingers, right? So slowly we're going. Now obviously Richie's got a lot of gain, a lot of distortion on that, especially when he's got the talk box going. And we're going to palm mute it. So we're not going to just go. We're going to palm mute. Put your palm on the bridge pickup. We're palm muting the entire lick. And one thing you got to do on this A string on the 5th fret is bend it up just a little bit. So like that. And you can put a little bit of a pinch harmonic on it with your thumb and your pick. And then go C, D. Sounds nice when you put your pointer finger on the low E string on those power chords when you're doing the C, and then D. Now, all right, hold on to this really. I'm going to go through this really quickly, but during the song, that's the verse, and the pre-chorus, where he goes, you got to hold on to what we got. C to D, E. Cool. So then the chorus goes, which is E, C, D, then G, C, D, E, C, D again, G, C, D. Back to the opening riff. Cool, there's Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. Now we're going to talk about, let's think about this. Let's go with You Give Love a Bad Name, all right? It's in C minor. So the lick sounds something like this. We're in the C minor pentatonic up here. All right, so I'm going to be on the B string. No, the G string. Now Richie does, he's got an octaver on this. So he's got an octave set, I think an octave low and an octave high. So you can play the same lick up here. Or you can have a whammy pedal. Put your octave on the whammy pedal, or you could have another guy play it in the band. So what we're doing there is we're on the G string and we're on the 10th fret. I'm going to bend that 10th fret up to the 12th. We're doing a whole step. And put a little vibrato on it, and we're going to bend it back down to the 10th. Then go to the 8th, and then back on the 10th, bend up to the 12th, back down to the 8th. So that very first part goes, and then to the C on the D string on the 10th fret. Then go, which is 8, 10 on the D. What that is we're going to go what I did is I bent up the 10th fret on the G string, and bend it back down, and then release. So, and then play that C on the D string on the 10th fret. So slowly. He ends like that. And then there's that really cool verse lick. So what we're doing there is we're down here, and this is C minor pentatonic in this position. So we're going, it's going to be the low E string and the A string. So we're going to start the lick on this C note on the A string on the 3rd fret. And just remember, these are 2 frets apart. It's those 2 strings on the 3 and the 6. But we're going to start with the C and go down to the G. Then, so what I went there was 3, 3 on the A to the E, then 6, 3, 6, 6. I'll put the tablature on the screen, of course, if it's not there already. Then it goes up to an E flat. So basically, up to speed, it sounds like. It goes in there at some point in the song, right? Like a turnaround. And if you notice on this lick, there's some little nuances in there that I'm doing. I'm putting some pinch harmonics in there, so check it out. And I'm bending up on my pinky when I hit that E flat. Putting that little vibrato, a little bit of a 1/4 step bend. Makes it sound real bluesy. That's one of the things Richie Sambora did. He was kind of a shredder, but he was mostly a blues guy, you know, all these solos that he did throughout the Bon Jovi catalog. Very melodic, very soulful. Great blues player, man. All right, so you give love a bad name, or as the ladies call it, shot through the heart, right? So let's check this one out. One last one before I gotta go. We're gonna do Wanted Dead or Alive, okay? I'm gonna play it on the electric. I'm not gonna break out my acoustic guitar just for this. It sounds the same. It's just we're gonna roll back the volume a little bit. You gotta roll back this volume, but when you play this song live, you gotta have that gain on tap because this song kicks, man, when it goes. Then you gotta roll back down and be like. All right, so let's take a look at this song. The song is in D. It's in D minor in the beginning, but then the song switches over to G. Really, it's kind of D minor, G, kind of ambiguous. But we're just going to say this beginning's in D minor. So we're going to start with these familiar shapes that a lot of guitar players know. So if there's one shape you got to remember, and it's good to memorize these in all the different keys. You know, we're in the key of D minor, you know, or F major. So So these shapes, you're on the G string and the high E string, okay? So we're going to start up here, which is a D minor shape up here, but we're just going to play these two notes. So we're on the A and the F. So on the 14th and the 13th fret, on the G and the E. Now what Richie does on this, he's got his pick, and we're going to play the open D string every time we switch chords. So the open D string is going to be a drone throughout this entire thing. What a drone is like a pedal tone. It keeps that. You can hear that D, right? So the way this lick sounds is like this, and I'll show it to you. All right, so slowly what we're doing is we're taking the G and the E string, and we're taking that interval, and we're basically gonna pick D string, G string, high E string, and then go back to the G string like with that shape. There's no other strings other than the open D, the G, and the high E. And then we're gonna switch to this note. All right, so we're going to basically have this shape in this song, and we're going to have this shape throughout this whole lick. So you can finger pick it too. So we're going to slide that shape down to the 10th fret, then take that first shape we looked at and go down one fret. So from the beginning, okay? Now we're going to slide way down here on the 5th fret with this shape. Bring it down to the 3rd, or bring it down to the 4th and 3rd. Now it's interesting, it ends like that. So we're not going to end it the way we've been playing. After we do this shape, and then we just go. That's the end of that lick. So from the beginning, slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot. I can't play today. I'm not going to edit any of this out. You're going to get what you get today, right? This stuff's free. I hope this is making sense. So we're taking this shape and we're just moving it down the neck in different positions. And then so to make that sound the way that it does, we got to play the open A and D string, and it goes two strokes on the low A, and then bend that C kind of up to a C sharp. It's kind of bluesy, and play the open D, and then we're gonna go. So we're gonna play this F on the 3rd string, and do a little bit of a open A, open D. And then I'm going to play this D chord with just the A note and the D, because we don't want to give any tonality away. We don't want it to sound super major or minor at this point. We just want to kind of sound kind of rock and roll, right? Then we go. And that's a D sus2 chord, so I'm playing a D with an open E string. And now we're going to change keys. We're going to move up to a major. So it goes. So that's all a D major chord. sus4, sus2. So then the C chord. So what I did there was I went C, a C, like add to a G, then I went, which is open A, hammer onto a second fret on the A string, which is a B, and open D, so. So it's kind of neat. We go down to this F and then to the D. So that very first part is the D major. Then we repeat. The song ends on a D major. All right, so there you have it. 3 really cool Bon Jovi licks that'll impress the ladies, and also we'll show you a little bit of cool new riffs on guitar and get you playing the blues and some Bon Jovi. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing, comment below, and as always, have a great day. Peace out. That's good stuff.